Hey guys, Jason from DLT. I'm here with my friend and fellow Youper, Dan Tope. Dan is delivering the ramp TDCs to us today. We're really excited about this knife, and I think these knives are really going to sell fast. So if you want one, you better jump on it and get to checkout right away. Don't take time looking at different handle materials. Don't try and call in because it's not going to work. Get it in your cart, check it out, and just be done with it because these are going to fly. His last model sold really well, and I like this model even better, I think. So we're really excited about it. I've known Dan now for probably about 3 or 4 years. I met Dan at a Bark River grind-in and went to the banquet with he and his wife, sat next to he and his wife at the banquet. And of course we talked about knives, that's what we both do for a living. But what really impressed me with Dan is Dan, like me, is an outdoorsman. He's a family guy. We sat there for 2 hours and all we talked about was fishing on some of the local lakes with canoes, primitive camping, hunting in the Upper Peninsula, and that type of stuff. So I really like Dan as a person, and I'm super excited to see how he's done and how he's grown. I mean, his stuff is just really every day getting better and better. We just are absolutely excited to have it. Those of you guys that know Dan will understand why I'm wearing a hat and why it's facing south. I normally don't wear one in the videos, but you guys that know Dan will get it. So with that, Dan is going to talk about his ramp TDC, which is today's Thursday. Those are going live tomorrow, Friday, at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So
5 p.m. Eastern time.
5 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you.
No problem.
So be in front of your computer. Be ready to check it out. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. I like you too, Jason. I just wanted to add that to the video. So basically,
I'll still give you the 20 bucks.
Okay, guys, I just want to grab the knife here first. And first off, what I'm going to talk about is the blade finishes that we have. We have the standard satin finish. The blade steel is CPM 3V. We also have this bead blasted finish. So there's a few of those. And then also a few stonewash. We tried to change it up a little bit and throw some different stuff in there as far as blade finishes go. I also want to touch on this sheath too while I have you here. This sheath was actually designed by me. It was put into the original form of a custom sheath by Backcountry Leather. And then from there, I did get a little help from Vehement Knives, a little bit of insight. And what we came up with was a totally ambidextrous pouch style sheath that is both scout and vertical carry. You can remove all the hardware and have a pocket sheath. Actually set these up to be able to do wet forming with them, and I just didn't want to have a retention strap on this particular knife. If you decide to wet form this yourself, it's almost like Kydex. You have great retention with it. Very heavy duty sheath. I don't know if you can see how thick the leather is on this, but like I said, everything's ambidextrous. It all comes with it this time. There's no extra parts to buy. You get everything with the knife when you purchase it. I just want to talk also too a little bit about the design and kind of where it came from. Let me show you one of the other finishes here while we're at it. I think I only have 2 of them in here, but there's our standard satin finish. And where I came up with this knife was I actually built a knife with my daughter, and it was just kind of like I had this extra piece of steel. For those of you that don't know, I build custom knives, and my oldest daughter at the time wanted to make a knife, so we made one together. And it had some similar properties to this, except for it was smaller. It was made for her hand. And I'm like, if you could build a knife that, if I could build a knife that has all these properties, only is a little bit bigger to fit everyone's hand and not just a child's hand, this would be awesome. And so I changed a few things. It's heavily contoured on the sides. It has this built-in finger notch into the handle and just fits very comfortable into your hand. You put your index finger in there and then you just lock right into those palm swells. Hunting, everyday carry, utility, it's 3V, so it'll do all those things. And that was kind of where we were going with that design. This also started as one of my customs. The original version of it did not have a ramp. This one does. I like harpoons, that's just kind of my thing, and it sits nicely on your thumb. Otherwise, that's about all I have for you. So stay tuned and buy them from DLT.